r/askreddit by you/curlyo. How lonely are you? I'm divorced truck driver who's out on the road for 2 to 3 months at a time. My oldest is in college and my youngest is a teenager who is always busy with friends. Well, think of it this way, if it wasn't for you right now doing what you are doing, people wouldn't be able to buy the food they needed to help their family during this virus. People wouldn't be able to wipe their ass or get the medication they need. Doctors and nurses wouldn't be able to have protective gear to separate them from the virus. We wouldn't be able to get tested. Hospitals wouldn't get the supplies they would need. The list goes on and on, bud. You're super important to everyone. Keep on trucking, brother. Drive safe. I'll see you out there. I have friends but no one close. I really just want a best friend I can see in person at least once a month and share everything with. Most of my friends that I have the best conversations with don't even live in the same state as me. I feel that dude ended up having a dream of mine, even though we're not friends anymore, coming over to visit me on a Tuesday. Same. I want to have a group of friends who meet regularly, rather than having to organize meetups and parties with an ever-changing group of people. This one hit too hard. Considering COVID-19 hasn't changed my life in the slightest, very. It's been kinda eye-opening for me, single, living alone, work from home normally, to hear so many people complaining of loneliness after only a week of what I've basically been doing for 5 years. Maybe it's normal for me to be lonely and not because of fucked up brain chemistry. I've been doing all for the past 6 months and seems it's gonna stay that way. I hate the way my life turned without my choosing, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, honestly, that's what's hitting me the hardest. I knew I'd be fine from a medical and supplies standpoint, but goddamn is it depressing to realize I do this every day anyway. I was traveling through South America doing humanitarian stuff for the last 2 years or so, and just returned home late last year. I came home to find all my friends were gone. There's no social scene in my hometown, especially not compared to somewhere like in Argentina, and the university I was going to screwed up my paperwork and had to defer my enrollment. That led to me having to find a job, the actual process taking much longer than anticipated, especially with my training and experience, and led to me sliding into hermitude, distancing myself even more from friends and family and living in a lonely, isolated despair of just me and emerging mental health issues. Then around February I started to get out of the slump I was in. I started working even harder on self-improvement and began to force myself to be more social rather than wallowing in self-pity and trying to break out of my mental prison. Then all this crap went down and suddenly all the social stuff I'd missed that I was just beginning to put myself out there and do was clamped down on, and now rather than being mentally trapped, I'm trapped by a stupid beer virus. I read old conversations. This one hit home. Same. Sometimes I go back a few years when browsing chats I had with people I don't talk to anymore. Oh no. No. I just went through and deleted all my chats and emails older than a year, because they lead to nothing but sadness when I get sucked in and reread them. I stopped doing that because it hurt too much. Me too. Usually late at night. I've been reading old conversations for years. Just remembering how you felt in the moment with that person is an incomparable feeling. My brother died in 2013 but Steam saved all our chats, so sometimes I like to quietly remember I had a brother and we were friends. We were really close until I abandoned him and probably caused his suicide. I didn't, he fucking hated being alive and drank his sorrows away, but then again so do I. Just moved to a new city before I could make friends. Boom virus. Now I'm just a living existential crisis. Hey, me too. Yeah, there's definitely no upside to this. It just plain sucks. I'll be your new friend. DM me. I like talking to new friends. Smile. Dude, same. I just want someone I can have fun with and see in person. Same. I got dumped too, if that helps. Frown. I don't remember the last time I've been hugged. Haven't had so much as a handshake in months. Same. I was laying in bed one night wondering if you could pay someone to hug/cuddle/spoon you, but realized how weird that would be. But seriously, a hug would be great. I remember the last time I've been hugged, but I'd rather not think about. I'd just get sad again and would need a hug. Sometimes I can't tell whether it's an unwanted loneliness or a welcome solitude. Sometimes I fear if I should let myself be this comfortable being alone almost every day. I love my solitude so much, and I feel like having someone else in my space would make me go nuts now. But that doesn't mean I don't miss people. It's such a weird paradox. My wife has been in the hospital for 24 days now as of today due to complications after a serious surgery. She has Crohn's. Her surgery was the first day the hospital was locked down, so I wasn't able to see her. Before they decided to do a bowel resection, they had her in for the first week of March. Prior to this happening, she spent a solid week in the hospital mid-February due to her Crohn's flaring up in the first place. It's me and our 2-year-old son at home. I love him, but he isn't the best conversationalist, and I'm really missing my wife and just wish she could be home where I can take care of her and love on her. Frown, it's fucking killing me. Single guy living alone, plan to spend 2020 getting back into the dating world, got duck blocked by a novel coronavirus. Well, if it's any consolation, folks are gonna be mighty thirsty when everything opens back up. Keep your head up, we're all in the same boat. Yeah, the virus hasn't really changed my past. I've been lonely recently. But I was like you, really planning on making moves. Yep. Been trying to end my chronic singleness for 10 years and this isn't helping any. Same here, single dude living on my lonesome. Literally my plan right now is to get a dog so I have at least one friend, haha. I'll work outwards from there. Girls seem to like dogs, and guys, so that's 2 big ticks. I was going to the hardware store to get red paint so I could put a handprint on a volleyball, and then this virus is keep us all home. That lonely. How lonely are you? Wilson. You can order these things online, homie. I mean, in the movie he didn't use paint. All you really need is a volleyball and something sharp. I'm on Reddit. Social distancing hasn't meant anything to me. You call it social distancing, I call it a Tuesday. I felt that, man. I haven't had friends in 5 years. People say they are my friend, but after almost dying in a car accident almost 2 years ago, almost none of them have came to see me, constantly ghosted. No one messages me. I got arrested at one point for 2 months, and when I got out I had no new notifications or anything on any platform. I try to be as social as I can to try and meet new people, but most people don't want to hang out past our first encounter. I honestly don't know what's wrong with me. I try and talk about the other person or hobbies or something. I try and not seem too eager. I've also tried to be eager because I don't know anymore. I've even tried giving stuff away in the hopes that people hang out with me. I feel like I'm on the verge of crying 99% of the time, and I've had extreme depression for years because of it. A guy with no homies lonely. Same here, man. I have so few people to talk to even when not quarantined. Wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Used to be so lonely that I would drink alone every night, now 18 months sober and feeling great. Congrats, stay strong. 12 months here. It is incredibly hard to quit booze when you drank out of loneliness, especially when you never solved the loneliness and you don't know how. I do have a desire to give up booze, but my biggest fear is that then I will really be factually alone. Anyway, congrats on your success, brother. I am impressed. I'm a lifelong forever aloner, or whatever the kids call it nowadays. Just a few years away from being a dateless, kissless, friendless 40-year-old virgin. At this point, I've gotten used to it. I've more or less accepted my lot in life, and I don't really dwell on it. And I'm pretty good about hiding it, or at least I'd like to think I am. I don't think anyone at work sees me as weird or different. I'm able to talk to my coworkers just fine, as long as it's about work, and I don't have a fear of public speaking or anything like that. I have to give presentations and progress updates to the company executives typically once or twice a month. But reading posts/stories about people making do by connecting with their loved ones via social media and video conferencing while in quarantine had the weird effect of suddenly bringing out all the repressed loneliness. I don't remember the last time I connected with someone non-anonymously outside of work-related things. Joining a club helps. I was just making headway in that arena before all this crap hit. So frustrating. Well, at the very least, you can be a wizard. I have a loving family, a great job and goodish health. I just don't have that one person that really gets me or cares about me. Yeah, it's pretty lonely feeling. Yup. A hug from a family member just doesn't hit as hard. Damn. I knew those things in itself wouldn't help me in my case of loneliness, but I hate listening that other people aren't content with it either. Man, do I feel this. I just want someone to tell all the stupid SHT that's in my head to, things about my day or thoughts I have on this or that, and have them actually care and want to hear it and talk about random shit with, and want me to be their listening ear as well. I feel like I have so much pent-up energy from being lonely that I'd scare any potential partners away, though lol, I swear I'm not crazy, just lonely as hell and socially awkward to boot. I haven't been invited out to hang out with a friend since 2012. The only people I talk to on a regular basis are my parents. I'm feeling the deep in your stomach loneliness. My ex ended our 20-year relationship 6 months ago. Same here, sister. 22 years, 7 months alone now. Hard to get used to. Finding a new man, the odds are good, but the goods are odd. Wife walked out with our son, ending our 20-year relationship / 19-year marriage. About 6 months ago as well. Must have been bad alignment of the planets. She did it 13 days after our 19th anniversary. Out of the blue. No talk about or nothing. I am very sorry he did that to you. I know how it feels. Not ashamed to say I still cry sometimes. Everything happens for a reason. And yes, some reasons suck. Hang in there. You are not alone. Deep down, very. I have friends, but I'm still ultimately alone. I keep having to stop myself from thinking, is this all there's going to be for me? Because I can't bear that thought. But yeah, what if I never find anyone right for me and just waste away alone? That just feels too real right now. Love is just out of reach. I feel this so much. I have friends, but I live alone and have been feeling a little sick, low-grade fever, fatigue, etc. for a few days, so my dog is staying with my brother, so I don't even have him to be around the apartment. My close friends all live with significant others, and I often get stuck in the what if this is it? What if I'm destined to be sitting here alone for the rest of time? I've been so anxious and stressed about being alone during this whole time and getting sick but not having anyone around to help me that it just doesn't feel like it's going to end. Broke up with my fiancée at the beginning of the buyer choice. Found out she's seeing anyone else already after 3 months. 9-year relationship out the window like that. So pretty duck and lonely and down. Some people are like that. I once dated a person who, though I didn't know this at the time, had left her husband of 7 years only 1 month before getting with me, having shown zero interest in me before then. She love-bombed me, and I believed it, but I could always tell after the first 2 months passed, she wasn't fully into it. I was just a band-aid. 6 months later she ripped me off, then did the exact same thing, got with a new guy a month later. Don't let it get to you. It's cliché, but it's not you, it's literally them. Some people cannot operate solo. Be thankful that you have the fortitude to be comfortable alone, instead of coupling up with the first person that is good enough because you cannot be single. It's not that you're so easy to replace. It's that their codependency means you need to be replaced. Take it easy, guy. And don't rush to get with someone new to compete. You don't want to make the same mistake as them. At times I feel the need for companionship, but I am also picky when it comes to partners. So, I'm not going to complain about it. Yes. Ditto. I'm so picky, in fact, that I kinda consider myself lucky I'm not locked down with anyone right now and I can enjoy the time myself. Because I'm pretty sure if someone was with me now I'd get tired of them pretty soon. And this might go on for a long time. Alone all life, maybe I have friends, they don't even know what I like, I just hang out with them occasionally, I don't have a GF, loneliness is kicking in so hard I can't even sleep sometime. Reach out when that happens. Duck. My wife and I are getting divorced, and have been separated for 4 months now. I live alone, my work is completely shut down, and I live somewhere where there is community spread, so I've got myself locked down. The only thing I have left is my dogs. I'm not dating or seeing friends, so every day is just another crushing reminder. At least you got dogs. They give unconditional love and are so very sensitive to how you are feeling. I'm allergic to cats, dogs, birds, trees, and grass. Speechless face. I shave one leg so it feels like I'm laying in bed with someone. 26-year-old male, haven't been in a relationship in 5 years and generally not a touchy/feely type person with family. Work with developmentally challenged individuals and was given the first hug in about 4 years from one of them and teared up because I had forgotten what human touch was. We really out here. Really lonely. 36 male. My whole life I was fat. Like, morbidly obese fat. Not 600-pound life fat, but I could have gotten there. Because of that I had absolutely no confidence. Never had a relationship of any kind. No experience. Last year I got gastric sleeve surgery. Went from 381 to now 190. But now I'm starting late and don't know where to begin. A week before this quarantine went into place, I finally gathered the nerve to ask a girl out. Had a great time. We wanted to meet up again soon. Now back at square one. Universe can bite me. Sounds like forward progress, my man. Weather the storm like the rest of us and get back to it after. I see greatness in your future. Sounds like one step back after 20 steps forward. I've driven myself to the emergency room 5 times in the last month. In utter agony. One of those times I projectile vomited as soon as I arrived in the lobby. I almost died on the operating table, to sepsis. I was released from the hospital on a Saturday and back at work the following Monday. No one at work gave a withered shit. I'm actually the loneliest at work. I'm the only veteran, and most of the people I work with make multiples of what I do, and they regard me as a necessary peasant. I can do things they can't, and they resent me for it, but at the end of the day we're a caste system, and they make more money than I do, so I don't matter to them. I had another surgery 2 days ago on Friday, after a month of waiting, thanks to the pandemic, but the condition was becoming dangerous again and it had to be done. This time someone, an extremely kind and caring friend, one of the few, drove me to the hospital, hung out studying while they operated on me, and drove me home and hung out with me for hours, I think to keep an eye on me to ensure I took my pain meds in time, and offered to spend the night, but she has a fiancé and I could not allow it. I have 2 bedrooms but only 1 bed, and not even a couch. But for the first time in decades, that night I went to sleep delighted that I wasn't in agony and thinking, I could get used to this feeling loved thing. My friends don't want to talk to me unless I send them a text first, my family doesn't want to listen to me, and the only one who cares is my sister. I'm alone but wouldn't say lonely. Learning to enjoy activities by yourself is probably the biggest role. Of course having someone romantically close would be lovely, and quarantine has felt a little isolated with the lack of social contact. In my opinion at least you can't rely on a relationship to fill your life, and if you are in a relationship you can't let it take priority over your own life and hobbies. You have to be your own person to fill someone else's life with something just like you expect someone to add that extra flavor to your life, or else you're just leeching off their positivity. Maybe at some point you can let a relationship with someone take form a huge chunk of your personal life but only after the relationship has proved itself worthy of that trust. I spent more on sex toys in the last month than on dates in the last year. You get dates? I went on Club Penguin and spilled my whole life story to some rando. I've just high-fived my mirror. I hug my pillow as I sleep like it's someone. I touch my hair like someone is playing with it. I cry like there is someone to comfort me. I plan on killing myself like there is someone that will care. Me, an internet stranger, cares. Don't do that. Are you my other account? 'Cause this is me to a T, except the suicide part. Don't do it, bro. There's people out there that care. I instinctively caress myself when I'm asleep. My family likes to poke fun at me for it but they have no idea how lonely and in need of human affection I am. Don't do it. Hey bud, I can relate to this. Please don't kill yourself. PM me if you want someone to talk to or relate to. I have contemplated the question of loneliness for a while. I moved around a lot with my schooling, so I never really had a solid group of friends. I do have causal friend but no one to really talk to. I just feel like I would be interrupting their day if I did. I recently started talking to a girl but an event led to us not being able to talk anymore. That made me super lonely. Days where it just sucked the will to do anything. However, as I thought about it more, I realized that me not having anyone to talk to doesn't make me lonely, it just makes me alone. I have started to converse with myself a bit more and it's really fun learning about myself and seeing how to improve. Eventually when the COVID-19 dies down I will try to socialize a bit more. But know that I always have myself. I probably won't feel lonely anytime soon. I told a guy I thought I was developing a comradeship with something and he fled. I'm grateful for the few friends I do have. I just want someone to lay next to. Wife left me almost a year ago now. I hate sleeping alone. I open my texting app when I know there's no messages. I'm naked on my couch after masturbating playing Mario Maker with literally dozens of Subway bags on the floor that I never clean up because no one else is ever in my home. You are. Make it the house you wanted to deserve. How do you masturbate to Mario Maker? I never had a best friend in life, you know, the one who would choose you over any other person no matter how cool, the one who would come to your aid anytime you need, the one I can call anytime I want and won't feel offended. I have a lot of friends but they aren't even close, most of them never even been to my house. I just hope I make one friend like that. I am going college this year, as soon as the virus allows maybe I will make one. Every night I heat up a Nutrisystem microwave meal because I need to stay thin in order to find someone, but I never do. I have a twin-sized bed. The passenger seat of my Jetta is piled with reusable bags because there is no one to sit in it. When I feel like I need someone to cuddle with, I call my cat's name and he curls up next to me. My best friend hosted Friendsgiving at her house, and when I looked at the guest list it was my name at the top and then a list of about 9 couples. When I looked at the guest list it was my name at the top and then a list of about 9 couples. This is the absolute worst feeling. Less lonely than I should be, I guess. I'm an introverted only child, so this is literally my superpower. At the moment I'm on day 9 of no human contact aside from some texts and a couple of phone calls, and I don't really care. I've been cooking, playing Red Dead 2, watching telly, working, cleaning, etc. No time to get lonely. Was going to ask the girl I had a crush on for my first job out. When I started my new job 6 months ago I saw she worked customer service specialty. It's been nearly a decade since we had seen or even heard of each other. She always had this look like she knew I was flustered around her, but she still spoke to me despite me being as shy red as a strawberry around her kid who attempted to speak to her about anything. I love the sound of her voice, how she tilted her head at the end of her talking. She was fired the day before I planned to, on my day off. I didn't even care about dating per se, but I just wanted to be her friend. It was my first job back then and I was such a scaredy cat then. I wanted to see how life had been for her since. She taught me how to smile in the ropes on her own accord. I haven't found someone to ask out since. Facebook recommended her to me as a friend, but that just feels weird to say the least. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I just want to make enough chicken nuggets that I can get a good boy like this one.